Hello all, welcome to another edition of Quick Excel. Today we're going to be going over scatterplots. So you use scatterplots when you're trying to find the relationship between two different variables. Today we have some data which is temperature versus ice cream sales and pizza sales. So we want to see how does the temperature affect our sales of these two items. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to select the data that you want to graph. Then you're going to go to Insert. We're looking at the scatter here, and we'll choose this first option here. So you can see it plotted our data with the temperature on the x-axis, and on the y-axis we have sales for both ice cream and pizza, and they're differently colored. And then I'm going to go ahead and choose a different layout here. So up here we've got some layout options. I'm going to select the first one, so that's going to add a chart title and some axis labels. So if we just select the chart title, we can go ahead and put in a new label for that. Let's go sales versus temperature. And then on this axis, so this is sales dollars. And then I'm going to select the x-axis here. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go up here to this formula bar, and I'm going to go equals this, temperature C. So you can also put in values here based on a cell value. Alright, so now we've got our data plotted and we have it labeled. So then we want to look at the data and see how it actually responds to temperature. So you can see that there is a positive relationship between ice cream sales and temperature. Whereas pizza, it looks like it's just kind of random. How strong? We want to see how strong that relationship is. So we'll click on some of the blue dots here and right click. And then we're going to go to Add Trendline. You can see you have some options for what kind of trend line you want to do. You're probably going to want to select linear. Exponential in some cases, if you're looking at like bacterial cell growth over time, something that would be exponential. There's also some cases where you do logarithmic. Polynomial, you can get good fits with polynomial, but you have to be careful because if you go to higher orders, you tend to overfit the data. And then these other options, I'm going to select to display the equation on the chart, and I'm going to display the r-squared value, and I'm going to close this. So you can see here we have a very high r-squared value. That tells you how much of the variation is explained by the variables. So about 92% is explained just by temperature for the sales. And you can see for every degree C that is increasing, we get about $30 more in sales. So there is a very strong relationship here between ice cream sales and temperature. Now we're going to go to the pizza and do the same thing. Add a trend line. We're going to display the equation and the r-squared. So I'm going to move this over here to see it better. So you see in this case r-squared is just about 0. So temperature actually has very little predictive power, or none, in describing the sales of pizza. So basically you can ignore this equation because it doesn't really mean anything because the sales of pizza are not going to really be affected by temperature. And then, so you may not want these on your graph or your legend, so you can go ahead and select them and delete them from your legend. If you wanted to change the colors of these things, you could go ahead and do that using these styles up here. And that's how you do a scatter plot to see the relationship between two variables. Thank you very much.